So here I am, waxing all philosophical and realizing that it's probably really important and responsible for me as a beekeeper, training some of you in the fine art of beekeeping, to discuss the importance of wearing protection. It's, and you know what, it really is an important. The way that I was brought up, or my first mentors in beekeeping, operated totally under the philosophy that the better the beekeeper you were, the more you could get just the tar stung out of you, and you'd pass the test. You were a man. I guess there was really no women involved in it at the time. Anyway, but that was the prevailing thing. You know, that's the real beekeeper. Go out and get stung 40, 50 times, which I did several times. But the thing is that, I mean, safety aside, getting stung always sucks. You know, I mean, I've been stung, I don't even know how many thousands of times, and every time it sucks. It gets to be less of a big deal, but it still hurts, still sucks. So the thing is that for me, for people who are just starting to get involved into beekeeping, it's important for you to not, you know, be petrified of the bees, especially when you're just beginning. So it can be beneficial for you to wear a whole suit, but I think as soon as you can, early in the year, like in the spring, and especially in the summer when there's a flow going on, honey flow, really important to try and get away from using gloves, because bees, you know, it's kind of humorous saying this, but bees will teach you. And it is important to learn how to work a hive without, you know, upsetting them, stirring them up that much. But also, let me make mention of this, and that is that getting around this time of the year, spring can be this way too, especially before any pollen or nectar is available. Getting around this time of year where there's really no foraging, the bees get really ornery. And I told my wife Amanda when I first got back into beekeeping, I told her, be prepared that by late summer, fall, I'm going to go into a transition of wanting to burn all of my hives, and that's pretty normal. What I've started doing, especially, you know, as the quantity of our hives continues to increase, is that when it does get around this time of the year, I do switch to wearing gloves pretty well all the time. Just because the bee, and you can't blame them, but at the same time, it does get annoying if you're out. I say, you know, it's kind of like your teenage kids. You know, you can love them to death, but, you know, when they turn around and say to you they hate you or whatever else, there is that brief moment of time where certain things go through your mind that probably shouldn't. And it's the same way with me, with bees. This time of year when they are getting more aggressive, more ornery, I totally understand why. I would too if I was them. But it also can get really miserable working with them if you're getting stung up. So really important, get some good gear and some good gloves, and you know, wear protection. Don't worry about it. But in the spring, especially in the summer when you have a honey flow, try to rely as little as possible on wearing equipment so that you can learn how to work bees without riling them up and so forth. So anyways, there's my my little talk. Hope you feel educated and safer moving forward.